What is up, you bunch of absolute dead set legends? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all fantastic out there and everything is spectacular in your world. Look, we're back for round 6 edition of Show Us Your Tips. It's a Wednesday afternoon, so you know what time it is. Time to get the tips out. Now, look, have had a brief look at the upcoming round 6 fixture, and I gotta say, this is going to be one of the harder week for tippers of the season so far for sure. I reckon there is an argument to be made that nearly every game this week could go either way. So look, we're going to try our luck. We're going to tip a few upsets. We're going to see how we go. And look, can I just say, it is quite nice to be back on the winners list. Let's go West Coast. We're here, baby. Flag Coast Eagles, we're back. All right, I might be getting a little bit carried away there, but it was absolutely lovely to see my boys back on the winners list this week. So, yeah, look, let's get stuck into the tips. That's enough dilly-dallying for me. Let's get it. All right, boys and girls, so let's get stuck into it, and we are kicking things off on Thursday night, which should prove to be a bit of a ripper of a game, if you ask me. Look, a lot of narrative around this one, especially around the doggies, and what the hell's going on with your man Bevo. Just, you know, looks like he's just getting himself out of a job, to be honest. But look, this is going to be a tough game to call. I think both sides have a legitimate chance, given that it is both at Marvel, so it's sort of no real home ground advantage for either team. Both sides do tend to play this ground very well, but look, I am going to go with the Saints in a relatively close one here. I reckon they're going to get up by a couple of goals. Look, I just think that they're playing better footy. I just think they're playing better footy. I don't even think the Dogs know what they're doing out there. I don't know. Like, there's too much chopping and changing of players. I think it's been pretty well documented this week what's been going on at the Dogs, so I'm not going to go into depth or anything about that. But yeah, look, let's lock in the Saints by 12 points. And, can we get to 12? There we go. All right, moving on to Friday night footy now. And, look, this is going to be a cracker as well, right? So, Essendon are actually playing some pretty decent footy. Again, I'll keep saying it every week until I've proven otherwise, but they are the hardest team to read in the competition. The Crows had their first win of the year and looked pretty good doing it last week. So, look, big changes at the Crows. Looks like their midfield structure's changing a lot with guys like Laird and Dawson sort of coming out a little bit, and Rankin and Rochelle and these guys playing a bit more of a midfield role. Again, this is a really tough one to call for me. No Matt Crouch for the Crows. I don't think that's going to hurt them too much, but look, I think I've got to go with the Crows here in a really close one. This should be a ripper of a game to watch. Let's say Crows by just under a goal, 5 points. Moving on to Saturday football now, and we've got another really absolute cracker of a game. This one's going to be good. I think all the money is probably going to be on the Pies, given it that it is at the MCG, but I'm tipping Port to get up here. I was big on Port in the preseason. Oh, that was some good alliteration there. Big on Port in the preseason. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, look, I just think that I think at home they're obviously going to be hard to beat, but I think they're definitely still going to be a good enough team away. I don't know about Collingwood just yet. They're just sort of going, but I don't really think they're in like prime Collingwood mode yet. So yeah, look, we're going to go with Port in another close one. I've got them by 7 points here, so that'll keep them in touch with the top two. And then moving on to the next game on Saturday, we got another great game here. This is going to be another one that's tough to call. We've got first versus sixth as it stands at the moment. Look, it's being played in Melbourne, down at Docklands. One thing I would have really been looking forward to seeing this game is your boy Jack Buckley and Sam Taylor going up against Harry Mackay and Charlie Curnow. But I tell you what, obviously there's no Sam Taylor this week, and I tell you, if there's a team you didn't want to face when you didn't have your fullback in, it's probably Carlton. So look, for that reason alone, I still think this game's going to be really close, but I'm going with the Blues. This is probably going to go back to bite me in the ass, but in a real close one. Carlton by 2 points here over the Giants, which leaves Geelong in our next game as the only undefeated team in the league. However, they are coming up against Brisbane at the Gabba. Brisbane have found a little bit of form here, and I think that they're going to get it done here. I think it's probably I guess it's an upset given ladder position and whatnot. So it's first versus 11th as things currently stand. But yeah, I think the Lions are going to hand Geelong their first loss of the year. And I think it'll be pretty close, but I'm going to go the Lions by 10 points. All right, this is the one we're all waiting for, right? Saturday night, it's Derby Day, or Derby Day is how you East Coasters who don't understand how phonetics work like to say it. Look, West Coast were pretty good last week against, albeit a very beaten up Richmond side. Look, Tough one to call. There's a lot of people in the West here saying that, you know, this is going to be a really close game and the Eagles are probably going to get the chocolates, but I just don't really see that happening. Freo are a good team. I mean, they're currently sitting 7th. They've lost 2 games by very tight margins in pretty unfortunate circumstances, you would say. Their defense is on point. Alex Pearce, if it's Sam Taylor isn't the best fullback in the competition, then it has to be Alex Pearce. I think theirs two are pretty hard to split at the moment. And look, I think with the way our forward line is at the moment, obviously Jack Darling's sort of starting to find a little something, and Jakey Waterman was fantastic last week, but he wasn't playing on Alex Pearce, and I think that's how the lineup's going to go. I don't know. I've got the Dockers here by 18 points. All right, moving on to Sunday footy, I'm assuming, and we have got the Sydney Swans playing host to the Gold Coast Suns at the SCG. Now, this, at first glance, might seem like an absolute lay down misere that the Swans are going to get the job done here, but Gold Coast, I think, have won their last 2 against the Swans at the SCG, and I am tipping that to continue this week with the Suns getting the job done over the Sydney Swans by about 7 points. And look, I think this is the year for the Suns. I think this is the year they play finals. And yeah, we're gonna have another bit of an upset this week, and we're gonna go with the Suns. So let's get that one locked away there. All right, moving on now. This is the one we've all been waiting for. The final game of the round, the newest edition of the Who Cares Cup. We've got North taking on the Hawks at Docklands on Sunday afternoon, and this is another really tough game to call. You know, for different reasons, as you know, say some of the other games this round, but. Look, this one could go either way here, and look, I'm going to go with probably what would be considered, I guess, a bit of an upset. I haven't watched heaps of North Melbourne. What I have seen of Hawthorn, they look absolutely ordinary. Obviously, both these teams are very ordinary, and look, this is the bottom 2. But look, I am going to tip another little upset here, and I'm going to say the Roos get it done to miss out on another number 1 pick from a pointless win. Sorry, North fans, it's just a joke. Calm down. And I'm going to get North getting off the bottom of the ladder, and I'm going to have them winning by about 6 points, and that is going to do us for the tips this week, guys. Look, a very interesting round. It's going to be really interesting to see how we go come Sunday night and how many tips we've got. I think I ended up with 4 last week, which seemed to be about par. There were a few upsets. God, it should have been 5. I really should have tipped West Coast. I was a bit dirty at myself for that, but not many people in my home league did tip them, so, you know, I didn't lose too much ground there. So, yeah, look, guys, that'll do us for Show Us Your Tips for another week. Thanks for tuning in. You guys know the drill. If you're liking the content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the video, get involved in the comments, all that good stuff, and, yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Ta-da.